Well, hi everybody. This is a stay-at-home grandma, and I'm ready for bed, and ready to knit. So anybody want to come on? Come on. I think what I'm gonna do is put the knitting lessons in what you call it? I can't even think of it right now. So that it's a teachable learning lesson. Pull 2 stitches out. So how's everybody? Hey Tiffany, how you doing? How's Michael feeling? My knee hurts today. Uh, at least I can feel it. So anyway, I forget what the daggone thing is. I know I'm going to go on Teachable for something else, but I'm not sure. I'll let everybody know I'm good. Just got off work. That's good. Michael feeling okay? When is he due to go back to work now? Because I thought they had extended his sick leave. I've got one more day and then you'll be home. I think. Is it next weekend, Labor Day week? I don't even know when Labor Day is. I really don't. It seemed like it was like the 4th of July, and once the 4th of July hit, everything went south after that. We're getting into the fall, and September and November and December are my months. Hey, Jonas, how are you? UFO? No, I don't. Jonas, I never heard of him. Why? Okay, so he's got a while yet. Tired and hot? Yeah, I bet you are. So who is UFO Gandalf or Dex, aka? Who is he? Friend of Joey's or something? I know it's hot there. We had a nice breeze, and I went out in the deck and replanted a couple of my plants and planted some of my plants in the. Well, I did. I think I did the kale, and I did the. I had some scallions growing in water, so I put them outside for a while, and I did the rosemary. So he's in jail for medical marijuana. How? If it's medical marijuana, how can he be in jail? Well, I don't know because I'm not living in Australia, so I don't know what the laws are there. So let me backtrack that. Medical marijuana. They put him in jail? Hmm. Yeah, Tiffany, for medical marijuana? That's crazy. But like I said, it's Australia, so I don't know what it's under a pay. So what does under a paywall mean? What does under a paywall mean? So it means he was growing it. But if it was medical marijuana, that's what I'm trying to find out. Did he have does Australia give them a medical card? And again, what does under the paywall mean? Under a paywall? All right, I'm the last person to know about marijuana. I haven't smoked marijuana in years, so and I only really did for a minute. And they're trying to get me to get some now, and I don't want any because I can't get past the smell. And since I've had the stroke, certain smells choke me. So, like, I can't have any animals anymore or anything. You have to pay for a month. Oh, okay. Um, is there some site that you can email me and I can try to see it? Yeah, that is upsetting. Well, send it to me and let me see what I can find because I don't know him, but I think he's the one. I did get an email from somebody from Australia with condolences, but I don't remember what his name is. So I'm thinking that he might be the one. But Joey knew a lot of people, so yeah, because so that's a shame. That is really a shame. Who was on Jiggy's show? Okay, because there were lots of times when because I go to bed so early, there were lots of times I would on be on in the beginning, and then I would go off, just to acknowledge that they were in the world. Because I never, okay, I have to tell the truth. I never really knew. In the beginning, I kind of knew, but then after that, when you all got deep, I didn't know what you all were talking about. A year? Damn. But I'm still wondering why they're arresting him. But like I said, Australia's laws, everybody's laws are different. Mm, a year. Damn. That's kind of cruel. But you know what? The whole thing is they're still, I guess, bothered by the whole marijuana thing. Because even in the United States, you know what I mean? It's still, in some states, it's still not legal unless it's medical. And in some states, I still don't, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere, that was a while ago, though, about maybe 6 months to a year ago, where they haven't completely let all of the medical people get marijuana either. So I don't know. And like I said, it's gross, comes from the earth and stuff like that. That's like saying you can't have cabbage to me. I've always kind of felt that way. Yeah, okay. I know because it's Australia, so we barely know our laws here, unless you're a lawyer. So other than that, how you doing, Jonaside? Besides hot and tired, I know. And how's Renee? Yeah, that is garbage. It really is. But probably what happened is it's all about money. It's all about money everywhere. Okay. And more than likely somebody reported him, because he might be doing something, for other people and not, and then, and they're not making the money that they should. Because it's always about money. Oh, really? That's nice. My daughter and I are going to, hey, Renee, still the blanket. I'm making squares for the blanket. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting ready to oh, that's what I was saying. I was getting ready to put knitting lessons on Patreon for like $1 and stuff like that so they can come and knit and stuff like that. But I'm just knitting the squares for the blanket and that's all I'm doing is actually knitting. I'm not doing any other, I'm doing like one, the garter stitch, that's it. Because this is gonna be my husband's blanket. And it's really thick and stuff like that. So it's gonna be different colors. Yeah. It is. It's hard to do the first row of stitches on there. Once you get it on, it's pretty good. But other than that, it is nice. It is fluffy. That's what he wanted. As I knitted him the other one, and so I like this. He said, but that's like a lap thing. I want a blanket. So I said, okay. So we went out together. So he picked all the colors. He even picked pink. I never thought he would pick pink. But he said, that I got to keep him warm. So I'm just sitting here knitting and waiting for people to come in if they want to come in and doing my thing. So yeah, Jonas, send me the link if you can. Oh, they're being taken care of. Okay, because you know that if Joey was here, that'd be the first thing that he would worry about. He loved dogs and cats. Well, actually, he didn't like cats. Oh, his sister had a cat, and he couldn't stand cats. And then one day, years ago, about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, I think one of the cats that he found was a stray cat. And then he liked cats every day after that. I don't know. But the dogs and cats are taken care of. That's good. Well, it's always something. Always something. That's just completely. But I'm telling you, on the other side, you know it too. It's all about money. It's all about money. Somebody wasn't making any money on what he was doing. He was probably trying to help people, and somebody got wind of it and turned it all around. Calabos had a birthday. Hmm, that's nice. Well, hey, that's how I want to spend my birthday. I mean, years and years ago, I have two. Well, I had one of my friends died, and my other friend, my other good friend, is still here. She and we had our birthday month, and we would start in the beginning of the month. And my birthday was the last of the month, and so was hers. Her birthday was the 31st too, and we used to party. And I think about that sometimes, and I go, I don't know where we got the energy. I do not know where we got the energy, but we used to party. I didn't drink very much, but I partied. I did do that and loved it. Yeah, food relaxing to me sounds really great. Because my husband said to me, "What are we going to do for Labor Day?" I'm like, "I don't know. You tell me. We're going to have company and stuff like that." I said, "Yeah, if you're going to cook." I said, "Because I don't barbecue. I'm not allowed near the barbecue, remember? I'm not allowed near the barbecue pits. And I'm not cooking anything." I really, I mean, to tell you the truth, I get so caught up in just the things that I have to do now. And I don't mind being like by myself. I mean, just me and him and stuff like that. And like I said, he's downstairs, I'm up here and stuff like that. We've been apart like that for quite some time since I had the stroke. Um, and he has PTSD. So, we come together, we eat dinner together, all that kind of stuff. But to be perfectly honest with you, I like being alone. I mean, I like when my family's around and stuff like that. I like when they go home, which was different when I was younger because I hated for my grandkids to go home. Now I can't wait. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Yep, for the month, Renee. Deborah, how are you? Okay, but Renee, to tell you the truth, if I went out now, okay, for me going out, it's like at 7 and being home by 9 now, and then getting, taking a shower or washing up and getting ready for bed. I'm good, Deborah. What you doing? What you doing good? Now, Renee, my other girlfriend and I, the one that's still living, she lives here. She's married to my husband's friend. Now, we just usually go to dinner on our birthday, and that's it. Well, I've been watching Hulu, Only Murders in the Building. And most of the time, I watch YouTube on television. Oh, but I am watching I forgot what the name of it was. Chef something, Secret Chefs or something, like that. I got to watch my chef programs. Yeah, I love YouTube. I learn all kinds of things on YouTube. I really do. I watch YouTube. In fact, I was looking up YouTube today because I have to figure out how to program this daggone phone. Okay, so you're happy you're going to the fair, right? Your husband told me. So tell us about the fair. You want to come on? Because I'm sure it's going to be fun. Deborah, Renee is going to some kind of fair. She'll tell us a little bit about it. I like those kinds of things, but if it's too many people, I get a slight panic attack. Since I've had the stroke, it's yep, yep, yep. I understand, Deborah. I understand. When it rains, my whole body aches. My whole body aches. And usually I can take in a leave sometimes, but the leave has aspirin in it, so I can't take a lot of aspirin. Oh, okay. But it's Viking weekend. Okay. All right. Now, what's funny is I like Viking movies. I haven't been watching movies lately because I've been watching the cooking shows and stuff like that, and then of course YouTube. But if it's a good Viking movie, I'll watch it. Yeah, I don't. I exercise. That's about it. So, in fact, my daughter and I are going to. She's going to the senior center with me, um, and I'm going to try to exercise there a couple of days a week. With her because they're telling me to exercise, and it does take the pain away sometimes. But I have medication that I have to take for my blood pressure and for my heart and stuff like that. But it's like three medications. I was taking five, and she put me down to three. I don't want to take any more than that. I take a lot of vitamins and stuff like that, though, but I don't want to take any medication. So I'm going to exercise. Would that your favorite? Oh, all right. I'll try to watch that. Does it come on Netflix or something? So, Deborah, you cook anything good today? We had leftovers. So I'm going to cook tomorrow. And then I'm going to cook Saturday for Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. I realize that they are very, very quick to push it. But the doctors that I have, they suggested, and I started exercising and doing, some stuff. They suggested exercise. I'll try to find it. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, Antonio. Oh, yeah, I love Antonio Banderas. Um, that sounds good, Deborah. Well, we make We had Taco Tuesday, so we had big tacos. So we had the leftover from the baked taco today, and we had chicken soup that I made out of the chicken leftover chicken from the rosemary chicken that I made for Sunday. So tomorrow we're gonna have some. I have some rice left over, so I'm gonna have some shrimps and rice. Probably have something Chinese kind of. And then Saturday it's potluck day. But I think I'm gonna make pot roast Sunday. Oh no, I did. Yeah, I love the pasta. I'm sure it was, Deborah. So now, Deborah, who are you collaborating with for the fall? Because I know they've been everybody that I've been watching has been talking about it, and I just haven't raised my hand to it yet because hmm, wow, really? That must hurt. Okay, the breakfast cake is well. What is a breakfast cake? You coming on live to do that? And what time? Because I'll try to catch you. Like I said, because we're going out about 11 o'clock. So if you're coming on before 11, I can watch it. I can probably watch it on my phone. What is a breakfast cake? That sounds interesting. It's a spice cake. Oh, that sounds good. I like that. What time you coming on? Because I will watch it. You know what's really funny about this, and everybody paid attention to this. Okay, so YouTube, you know how you check everybody off and you check the bell and everything like that, and you're supposed to ding you when somebody comes on. That never happens to me. Only a few people. So I don't ever know when anybody's on unless I happen to be on and I catch them. It makes me so mad. I mean, really. But and again, that spice cake sounds good. Um, I'm thinking about and Renee and Tiffany and stuff like that. I'm thinking about starting a recipe club. For old. I have so many old books of my mom's. I had a couple of my grandmothers. I don't. I don't really know what I did. Okay, when I moved to from Boston to Delaware, I somehow misplaced them. Um, so somebody has some. If they really really care about cookbooks or something like that, they have some good cookbooks. But anyway, I'm starting some kind of a recipe club, and I want, I don't know whether I'm going to do it on YouTube. I'm probably on YouTube, and then we can exchange recipes and stuff like that, and then we can talk about different recipes because I have a lot of old books, and I'm finding that every time I go to Goodwill, I haven't been for about 3 weeks. Reason being, every time I go to Goodwill, I buy a bunch of things that I'm going to work on, and I bring them home. I have enough right now. Oh, okay, all right. I'll watch them because I don't do anything on Sunday usually. I cook on Saturday, so I probably won't come on Sunday. I don't come on Sunday and Monday usually, unless something big happens. But that would be good. I'd like to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have like a recipe club, and everybody has recipes. Renee, I know you have recipes. Deborah, I know you have recipes, and Tiffany, I know you have recipes. So we can, do them together, and then we can try to maybe cook some things. And yeah, me too, Renee. I understand. I'm a cookbook fanatic. I have a lot of books, but they've, the last few years after I retired, I kind of gave all my counseling books away because after 2 years, 2.5, maybe 3 years after I retired, I stopped renewing my license. Yeah, that would be actually fun. And what's really fun about it is the fact that most of us I know are probably looking for something different or something like that. So it would be good to have all kinds of cookbooks, recipes rather. I bet he does. I'm really not a dessert person. Okay, I just started making cakes again. Reason being, my cakes were called Wicks because they look like a Wookie. Instead of a cookie, it was like a cake cookie. So, I don't know what I would do to my cake. But then, and I think Duncan Hines asked me not to buy their product and use their product anymore. Well, that was years ago. Everything else I did really, really good, but cakes, no. But desserts, I'm going to try to get into dessert. Let's try this again. I'm going to try to get into desserts a little bit more, because because my husband likes desserts. But I don't mind making them. So I've been trying to make a cake, and I made a couple of cakes that came out really good. I made a pineapple upside down round cake and a peach cobbler cake, and it came out good. So I may make one for Sunday. Yeah, yeah, I bet. My mom had so many recipes and stuff like that. I have the first cookbook she gave me, and I have about. She didn't have a bunch of cookbooks. It was all the little old ladies. And when I say that, my mother she was like 35 when she had me, something like that. And so all her little friends and stuff like that, we get together on Sunday afternoon, because everybody ate dinner early. And so Sunday afternoon, they would knit or they would crochet or they would bring their little sewing and stuff like that. And they would talk about recipes and everything like that. Never gossiped. And that was really good because my mother did not gossip. Oh, really? See, I don't. Okay, you're gonna hate me, Tiffany. You're gonna hate me, Renee and Tiffany. Maybe Deborah too. I don't like chocolate. I've tried and tried and tried. I really don't like chocolate. I don't know why. I have never been a chocolate kid. It's always been vanilla or strawberry. I love looking at them. Okay, and I love when people like the chocolate. There's a chocolatier um, on Netflix, I believe, and he does the most. What was his first season? They haven't renewed the season yet, but he did the most fantastic things with chocolate. Neither could my daughter. She could never live without it, but me, never. I mean, a couple of things. Was Raisinets I used to love as a kid. I used to love Butterfingers, and I liked Heath bars. After that, I do drink chocolate milk. I do drink chocolate milk. I like that. Um, but other than that, coffee. I've had mocha coffee, and I've liked that because that's a little bit of chocolate. But I mean, this guy that I was on Netflix, he was like the chocolatier, and he would do like five tier cakes and put all the chocolate on and everything like that. Oh my God, they were so good. Oh, okay. All right. I never knew that they had flavored French toast bread. I gotta keep up. I never knew that. But what do you know about that? I'm telling you, you learn something new every day. Yeah. The first time I got introduced to cheesecake, there was a down the street from my house was a Joe's Market, and he was Jewish. And one day I went to go get the meat because although my father had a store, um, he did not sell meat, only just cold cuts. And so I would go with my little note and stuff like that for my mom and get like steak and all that kind of stuff. Very early on, she taught me about food. So I go get steak. So I'm walking in and I'm looking at this cheesecake. And I said to Mr. Joe, "What is that?" And he said, "That's cheesecake." He said, "Have you ever had it before?" And I said, "No, sir." And so he said, "Well, I'm going to treat you to one." Okay. And he used to make it. My God, that cheesecake was so good. Oh, okay. All right. Are any of you interested in canning? Because I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it like last fall, but from everybody that knows that my son died a year or so, a year and a half ago now. But and he died in like right before his birthday. So I was just completely just and then they put in the new roof and everything like that. And I was just so complete. Everything was so torn up even before the fire that I just didn't do it. I did a couple of things and stuff like that. No. Anybody want to do it? Because I mean, I have the kitchen here, so I can do it here, and then I'll have to take them and put them in my house around the corner because we don't have that kind of. You would think that we would because the house is so big, but they don't have the kind of space. They have like closet space and stuff like that per se. Well, mine is a walk-in closet. The other two bedrooms have closets, but they're enough for my clothes. But you know, well, actually, I don't know. If you want to, just let me know, and I'll come on and we can do some canning together. It's really very simple. It's not hard. But the other thing is, so I'm going to have to get like tomatoes and things like that because I growing some tomatoes and I have like a very small makeshift garden. But last year, like I said, everything just went. I started my garden and everything like that, and then they started the roof, so I had to move everything down from the deck and way back in the yard and stuff like that, which meant that it was very difficult sometimes for me to get out and water it. So he would go and water it. But nobody does your plants like you, and your plants know it, almost like animals, okay? They know, he's just watering to be watering. I'm watering, giving them love and talking to them and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that's true too. But why we have more space in the little house than we do in this big house is because this is like I think this is 2 years older than my house. My house is 156 years old, I believe, and I think that this is 2 years older. So I'm thinking it's probably 158, let's say. And they have the room, they just didn't have the closet space. And the kitchen downstairs, they combined two rooms to make the kitchen. So it seems like it's lengthy, and it is. but they did not do the cabinets well. The cabinets are really tall, okay, which means you got to be 6'2" to get up in them, okay. And if you put something on the top shelf, that means you got to stand on a ladder. And I do occasionally, but sometimes. Oh, okay, that's good because that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to try to. They took they took all of my plants off of the shelves that I had, so nice and neat and everything like that. They brought me the metal shelf. My husband and I tried to figure out where the plants were. And they just completely threw them away. They did a couple of things I didn't like. One I'm going to have to talk to the guy about too. But he went around there today and they're painting and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, and I'm just wondering what next. But like I said, I like the house, but I would not want to stay here forever because it's big. And even though I do have help cleaning it and stuff like that, the yard space. And in fact, I'll take you out tomorrow because I just wanted to. You're, I'm not supposed to go on the ladder either because my granddaughter will have a fit. But I got up and I will get up on the ladder. I'm very careful about getting up there though, you know. But I mean, and if my husband sees me like, what are you doing on the ladder? But I mean, you can't be afraid of every little thing. You know what I mean? I realize that my knees are not the same and things like that. But I could fall even if I was in good shape. So I mean, when you got things to do, you just have things to do. I will not get down on my knees unless I absolutely have to. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to. My doctor and I were talking, and one of the actually not my doctor, but one of the nurses in her office were talking, and she said, visualize where you want to be when you start going to exercise out. Because I was exercising here, and that's good, but I need to be exercising around other people and stuff like that, and really. If I go 2 times a week and then I come home and I practice it a couple of times a week, at least 4 times a week, I'm getting exercise and everything like that. Because I don't want to be that helpless old woman, that gets stuck on the toilet or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. And I know 90-year-old women that run marathons. I don't know them per se, but I know of 90-year-old women that lift weights, that, run marathons, that still play tennis and all that. I don't do any of that. I've never been that outdoorsy type of a person, but I did exercise and I danced for years, you know, and I actually danced for years and stuff like that. I took ballet and tap and all that. Those are things I don't want to do anymore, but I do need to exercise more. And I need to get out too, but I can find things to do right in here that I like. I like cooking. I like sewing. I like knitting. I like making things. I like doing DIYs. And so that's what I do. But I have to get out. I have to oil my legs and stuff like that and try to keep them moving. Because I'm not going to be that 90-year-old woman, like I said, that gets stuck on the toilet. That's all I need. So, what does everybody have planned for the weekend? Tiff, what are you doing? I know what you're doing, Renee. I wish I would you take a picture and send it to me on Facebook because I want to see you. I would really like to see you out there having fun and dressed up in your costume. And anybody else doing anything exciting for the weekend? Like I said, I'm going to the senior center tomorrow to sign up for exercise class and whatever else they have. They have a lot of things at this particular senior center. We have a senior center in town, but all they do is play bingo. Please do, Renee. So anyhow, that would be fun. Oh, I'm telling you, I act like I ran a what is it? A marathon. Okay, I washed clothes. I try to wash a load of clothes every day. I cleaned up the refrigerator. Ooh, yeah. Please do. Let me know you're all right too. I'm not going far. Like I said, I'm going out tomorrow. I'm gonna go with my daughter to the senior center to sign up for some things, and then we're gonna go to lunch or breakfast or whatever, and then we're gonna go do just a little bit of shopping. I don't really need much, but mm, she still rollerblades. Okay, she's 75. She's my age. Well, I was very, very active before the stroke, but not like that. Like I told you, I'm not an outdoor person. I think I've been on a horse once, although my grandfather had a farm. I fed the animals and stuff like that, but I never really wanted to ride a horse. Okay, all right. Well, tell her I said go on, because I'm not rollerblading. I used to ice skate 100 years ago. I used to 100 years ago. I used to ice skate, and I pretty much liked it. I used to walk around like in Boston. We have like the Charles River, and we had the Arnold Arboretum, which is nothing but beautiful park with nothing but flowers and stuff like that. I used to like to walk those things and look at the flowers and look at the the trees and look at the different herbs and stuff that they were growing. That was my thing. But I used to walk my neighborhood and stuff like that. And I used to walk like I went to school 4 towns over. So sometimes I would walk around that neighborhood. I was always walking around looking at things, but mostly what I was looking at is flowers and people's gardens and of course food, different restaurants and things like that. Knowing how things were made. Hey, I'm 75. I'm 25 years away from being 100. But I mean, for me, I mean, like I said, the stroke really slowed me down. But it also made me realize what I was doing. I was doing everything. I was working. I was at the church all the time. I was, sewing. I was working like I was working as a counselor, and I was working part time in the college that I was working at. I went on part time, and I was just working all the time, or going to meetings and working. And you hear that spirit inside telling you to slow down, and you're like, I got 2 more years before I retire. Well, that didn't happen. So when you have a stroke, oftentimes, you lose, your mobility and stuff like that. And this is what they thought. However, like my husband said, you don't know my wife. So I got most of my mobility back, so I lost a few things. I lost my singing voice, but I can talk. So I don't really care about singing. I never wanted to be a singer. I like to sing in the choir, but I'll hum. You know what I mean? I'll hum. I just hum along with everybody. But it's just one of those things. That's why I tell like a couple of my friends, be careful because you can, walk yourself into to sickness if you're not careful. Am I sick? No. Do I hurt? Yes. But I mean, and I mean, arthritis that just comes. I don't know whether it comes with age because I know young people that have arthritis. Hmm. Okay. All right. I do regret. Now that you're mentioning about cameras, Renee, I do regret not taking more pictures when I was younger of things. Not taking more pictures. And my mother wasn't a picture taker either. Okay. Not taking more pictures of my mother, not taking more pictures of my surroundings as they were, and stuff like that because they were so beautiful. I never took my camera anywhere. And I had a little brownie camera. And I think because I was too lazy to go have the stuff developed. That's what I think anyway. Because I know that now, because when I got what is it, the Polaroid, I would take pictures and stuff like that. But I wasn't a picture taker and I should have been. I should have taken more pictures. I wish that I had taken more pictures. I have lots of pictures of Joey, but mostly when he started taking pictures. When they became, I think each of them got a camera, and he started taking pictures and stuff. So so I have most of the pictures of him, but it wasn't from things that I took, and I'm sorry about that. I don't, because I'd love to have more pictures of my mother and stuff, but hey. So anyway, um, yeah, Tiffany, please be careful, and and get all of your stuff together and lock in and whatever. I wanted to take photography. That's one of the things that I did not do. It's not too late, and I don't have. Now we have a basement in this house, okay, but we don't have a basement. We have a crawl space in the other one. If I had a basement, I think I would probably make myself a dark one. But yeah, I'm. That's one of the things on my bucket list. Probably is to take photography and actually learn how to take a picture properly. The other thing on my bucket list is to go to England. Okay, I think that's it. I think there's one or two little things. I can't think of it now, but one of them is to take photography. Well, one of them, no, the other one is I've been playing with the idea of taking baking classes and actually getting a certificate. But my thing is, okay, we were good until she said to me, well, you got to come in every Wednesday. Okay, and there are some times that I will go in, and sometimes that I don't want to be around anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I have to get over that. And like I said, it's the fear of the crowds. But I'll try to rectify that because I mean, I think it's like a year, and then you got your certificate. Yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have photography. We had sewing and cooking and art, and I think that's about it. I think there was a drama club there, and I can't find my yearbook now. I've had this yearbook throughout my whole life, and all of a sudden, and this was before the fire, and all of a sudden, I cannot find my yearbook. Now, maybe it'll turn up in one of the boxes and stuff like that, but I think somehow or other I lost it. I don't know how I lost it, but who knows? But that's really nice to be able to take pictures and stuff like that, and I really need to work on that a little bit more. And I do take more pictures because I have the camera now in my phone. You know what I'm saying? So That helps a lot. But to be perfectly honest with you, like I said, I that's one of the things I could kick myself for. And every time I got ready to take a photography class, something else would come up. So, and I would push it back because I had to do something else or go something, whatever. But I don't know. I'll see. But maybe at the senior center they have photography classes there. Who knows? So I'm hearing. I don't know all of the particulars yet and stuff like that. That we're Biden was talking about the COVID and stuff like that. Really? No. When I was in high school, home economics was there, and apparently the school that my granddaughter is going to, she's going into high school this year. She's going in the end of this month. She goes to a trade school, or she's going to a trade school, and home economics is there. I'm not understanding why they took home economics out. I took art classes, but not fashion designing. But I took hair care, which was now called beauty or something like that. So I did have a certificate when I left school to do hair, which was really good for me because I made money doing hair while I was in college. I did everybody's hair, even the guys cut their hair, everything. I had a little line. I think I charged like $2 or something like that. Like I told you, it was 100 years ago when $2 meant something. Give somebody $2 now, and they'll say, "What can I buy with this?" My friend Cookie took fashion designing at school, I believe. Well, she took sewing, so I guess it wasn't called fashion designing then. I took sewing in the beginning. We had to take sewing in the beginning. It was a mandatory class. Sewing and cooking were very mandatory. So I took sewing, and I liked it because my mom sewed. So, and that's when, you could make a whole bunch of clothes and stuff like that. Now, I mean, material is very, very expensive. So unless I'm really going to like cover a chair or something like that, or I want a specific blouse or something like that, I really don't see the need to sew everything. And because the kids are gone, yeah, I did. I mean, it had to be. It had to be, So that's the way it was. And I liked it. I mean, I really, really did. I've always been that kid that liked anything that was cooking, anything that was sewing, anything in art class that was making things and stuff like that. My mother used to always tell me, "Listen, I'm going to work now. Do not take anything apart. If you take it apart, you better be able to put it back together again." So I said, "No." So that's when we really used to. She used to send me to Goodwill just to get things, and I would enjoy Goodwill and just going through Goodwill. I was a very odd kid. I really was. I was a nerd's nerd. I was always in the library looking up things and reading things. I just was, I think I just had a nose for just, like herbs and, flowers and mostly edible flowers now, but flowers and, you know, things and whatnot. And a lot of kids just did not, they weren't into it at that particular time. I had a couple of the kids that would, I would explain things when I say, "Oh," and then they would go with me, and but I was really kind of an odd. I was an odd duck, you know. Yeah, I know what minimum wage was. Hey, Angel, how are you? All is well. All is well, Angel. I'm working on myself, and and trying to put things back together again, and you know, and it's coming along. I'm coming along. I was just thinking about you too. Are you on tomorrow night? Because if you are, I need to come on. So how you doing, Angel? Everybody say hi to Angel. Angel, say hi to everybody. Say hi to Tiffany, Renee, Jonaside, Deborah. This is Angel. Wonderful person. What time tomorrow? Have a good night, Deborah. I said I'll try to see you Sunday. So, Angel, what time do you come on tomorrow? Yes, and Jonas, Renee, she'll tell you. Angel, she wants to know what you do online. Because I would rather have her tell you. She gives spiritual messages that make sense. And what time are you coming on tomorrow? Because I'm going to try to be there. So everybody, you know what it is. It is 9:03, and you know that I have to take my medication and pray a little bit and do some other thing. But she's on tomorrow night. I'll probably be on Saturday. And I want to thank everybody for coming. I love you all. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Angel, thank you for coming by. I will catch you tomorrow, at least for a little while, because I turn into a pumpkin after a while. Stay safe. Hold your family close. And I will see you all tomorrow. Love you all. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jonaside, Renee, Angel, Tiffany.